Alright. We need to catch up on Storymode because they have put out... We need to finish the Fallout 4 Expleened Part 2. But they've also put out 2 other videos we're gonna watch. So we got a bit to catch up on. Just a bit though. Yeah. They've I wasn't expecting Storymode to put out a couple of videos that quick because they've been kind of sporadic when it comes to the Storymode channel. So I'm happy about it though.
Brought to you by Gamer Subs with the best damn cup in town. You
Gamer
gotta
Subs
drink
again.
sometime. And when you do, might I recommend a cup? Yep, that's me, Nate Fallout. And I just had the worst day.
I barely
First,
remember the first
the
part
nuclear
of this
bombs
series,
went off.
but
Then they
wow, Phoenix. Wow. Alright. I know I was your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth choice, but you don't gotta say it like that. Nah, but thanks for stopping by and chatting and resubbing. I appreciate it.
put me in an underground bunker. They shot my wife and stole my son and unfroze
Just
me
another Tuesday in
200
Fallout
years
World.
later. I'd say could it get any worse, but then I went outside and it was a wasteland. Everything I knew was gone. So I set out to avenge my wife, killing a guy called Kellogg. And along the way,
He liked
I made
cereal.
a couple of new friends. Piper
It's the scary reporter. Ooh.
and Detective Valentine.
I have to go get my back blown out.
Oh
And we've
my
got a whole new
fucking
mission.
god.
To find our way into the Institute and rescue my stupid son. Sure.
Sean!
So Nate runs back to Diamond City and meets Detective Valentine and Piper at the old newspaper hole. We catch our chums mid-conversation.
Well, well. So,
Piper squeakily turns in her leather jacket and says,
finally letting me in on this little case of yours. What's the story?
The noises are
We
sending
need
me.
help, Piper. This man named Kellogg kidnapped my son. But that wasn't all. He was working with the Institute.
The Institute. Oh boy.
The Institute. Ugh. The boogeyman of the wasteland. Except they're really not. There's just, I know they're supposed to be, but it's hard to take them seriously when you actually confront them. It's just so stupid. You seen all my catty reactions? Denies what are pronouns and gender identity? Whatever. I really don't care. She, her, alien, mutated monster.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Hey, thanks for the input, Valentine.
Hey,
Sometimes they
it
snatch
really don't
people in
matter
the
to
middle of
me.
the night.
and sometimes they
I
break
never
into
really
your house
felt
at
one way or
nighttime
another.
and they pee in your bed, but it wasn't my fault. And then you get in trouble with your mom.
True enough.
No, your mom.
To this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute
I
actually
saw that.
is.
I saw that.
Or how to get
I saw
in.
them making
Oh,
her
must
nose
be a
huge.
big
I saw
mystery.
that. They thought they were
If no one can
sneaky.
get in, why do they call it the Institute?
Panda.
They should just call it
Thank you for
Piper ignores
coming
Mr.
out
Z,
to us, Panda.
who
We
is
appreciate
very
it.
pleased with himself.
We support
But
all
there's one person who has to know, right?
identities
Kellogg.
here. Toilets
It's a shame
included.
you exploded his head like a can of spaghetti sauce in a fireworks factory. Because he's pretty much the only guy in the wasteland who would know how to get in there. Oh, wait, no, we can still talk to him, says Nate. Give me a chance. I'm gonna do a funny.
We can talk to him. Feel like holding a seance?
Wow.
Only.
What a knee slapper.
Nate's son Sean is but a distant memory in the rearview mirror.
So,
You know,
Wait, says Valentine. I just had a robo idea.
we may not need the man at all.
Valentine turns to Nate and says,
There's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den.
Memory Den? Inquires Nate.
Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened.
If we go back to Fort Hagen, scoop up some of Kellogg's brain, and take it to Dr. Amari at the Memory Den, maybe she'll let us take a look at his memories.
Just scoop up some memories off the floor.
Gross, seriously?
I know it's grisly,
Grab
but
the
what
mop,
choice do
lady.
we have?
Let's go.
But luckily, Nate already has something.
Actually, I think I already have something.
Look, I've got a piece of Kellogg's brain. I collected it in the previous video, just in case.
So I identify as the overlord of nap time. That's right. My throne is full of pillows.
Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
What's Nate talking about? I didn't watch part 1.
So in the last episode, Mr. Z, you'll remember, after we killed Kellogg, we pulled this little cybernetic implant thing out of his skull, and it's still got little chunks of his brain on it. Ooh.
If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari.
All right, so let's head off to Good Neighbor.
I support
says
everyone
Valentine.
in
It's
my
a seedy,
overlord
crime-ridden,
sanctum of nap
dangerous
time.
town. You're going to need someone pretty
Except
hard-boiled
Nazis.
to escort you
Fuck
around
off.
those parts.
That's a good idea, Valentine, says Nate.
I'll head out with Piper.
Oh.
A pillow for overlay.
We'll meet you there.
Oh.
I need to do that in the
And
future
off we
now.
go
Now that I've
to
said
Good
it.
Neighbor.
Like when
So
I
we
actually
arrive at
have
the
money in my
outskirts of
account.
Good Neighbor.
It's a
spend on it.
half-dilapidated
I'm gonna have
town,
someone
covered in
design
neon signs
me a
and
throne room.
old boards of wood.
Very
nap time.
post-apocalypse.
Pillows everywhere.
We head through the front door. And
Snuggly
here's
blankies.
It doesn't look like people are happy to see us.
Hey, hold up there.
What's going on? There's a tough guy in a leather jacket looking straight at us. He's bald and has a scar on his left cheek.
The description matches. Bald head, scar.
First time in Good Neighbor? You can't go walking around without insurance.
Give us one of them sarcastic
What?
options, Mr. B.
Unless it's keep dumb assholes away from me insurance. I'm not interested.
What do you think of that clip, Mr. B?
I'm pretty sure a bank wouldn't offer that.
You hand over
don't
everything
think
you
State
got in their
Farm would
pockets, or
approve.
accidents start happening to you. Big, bloody accidents.
Wait a minute. This
Yeah,
bold
but
roughneck
as soon
is
as they said it, I was
threatening
like,
us.
State Farm?
There's no
What the
point in saying an accident
Are we
is
watching
gonna
a
happen
commercial
to you
in
when you're
Fallout?
just making a threat. Like, where you just say, I will hurt you. Give me money.
That's right.
Come on, Piper. Let's get out of here before anyone else finds out we're not insured.
So we hit the streets of Good Neighbor, and in the middle of town,
The American
there's an
way
old
to run away
cabaret
from the
theater.
insurance company.
This is the Memory Den. We're here. We head in.
It's nice old brick inside, and there's like a cabaret kind of theme.
There's dim lights, red curtains,
This place
bunch of shit
right
on the
now,
floor.
in
But
this
the big
market,
attraction are these pods
would
that
go
look like
for
armchairs
at least
with TV
5
screens
billion.
inside. And at the end of the hall is a blonde temptress of a lady, splayed out on a crimson lounge.
Oh, yowza, yowza, Mr. B. And might I add, a wooga. Who's that?
This is the owner of the Memory Den,
Awooga.
Irma. It's not a very sexy name.
What's the point of wearing an outfit that
Wow.
nice on
Just
a
dissing
recliner
all the
that
Irmas in
nice
the world,
when
damn.
everything is just like unswept? You know what I mean? Just like mop once. Anyway, Nate struts up and says, is this the Memory Den?
Do you even know what we do here?
No.
We
Derp,
let you relive the past.
I know nothing. Derp, derp.
Okay. Well, sort of. It's basically just VR, but with your memories. Suddenly, Valentine walks in, uninvited, and he starts chatting up the lady.
Well,
The sounds.
Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Anyway, Toots, we gotta see Dr.
He
Amari.
really just casually has game. And I just
Amari's downstairs.
you gotta respect him.
You big flirt.
Nate visibly cringes.
Walking around looking like that
We
and
follow
somehow
Detective Valentine
pulling
into
in
the basement
everybody.
of the building.
And there we reach a room with 2 more pods and a doctor lady. This is Dr. Amari.
Dr. Amari?
Yes?
Amari turns around and says,
I take it this isn't a social call.
we are taken aback by the way that she speaks. It's almost as if she's tracing her finger along the page as she reads the script for the first time.
You're the one who can extract memories from a brain, right?
Technically, that's correct. However,
Normally, we only allow our clients to experience their own memories. Now, what's this all about?
We need your help, Doctor. It's time for you to reverse death itself.
What?
I wouldn't have put it quite that way, but it's true. We need a dead man's memories. Guy named Kellogg.
He likes
I
cereal.
ripped out part of his brain, says Nate.
Yeah, we mopped
Do you
it
reckon
up.
you could squeeze something out of it?
Are you
We
too
cleaned it up
mad?
a little bit.
I know it's asking for a miracle, Omari, but you've pulled off the impossible before.
Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Sarcasm, please.
I mean, technically, the corpse was defiled already.
Okay.
Good point. I guess that makes
Stop
it
it.
okay.
Stop it.
Says Dr. Amari.
Poor voice
Have it
actor.
with you?
Right, this is
Getting
serious.
roasted right
Pick
now.
the sarcastic option.
Could you say that like Dr. Frankenstein? Ego, fetch me the brain. No?
No, I will not. Now, do you have it?
I'm not gonna lie, Amari's a bit of a stick in the mud.
Also, I'm tired of looking at that seam down her perfectly symmetrical face.
Here's what I could find.
Nate then hands Dr. Amari a random
this?
chunk of brain with some techie gizmos and shit sticking out of it.
This is... Wait, that's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
This is a very complicated
A wild
technical
hippo
mumbo-jumbo,
appears.
Mr. B. I hope it has a payoff.
It does, because Nick recognizes this tech.
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
Kind of like the circuits I have in my synth brain.
From what I've seen,
Dun, dun.
all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Skip to the good part, Doc.
We plug the brain implant into Mr. Valentine. If we are lucky, it should hook right in.
Whoa. So we're gonna put a piece of Kellogg's brain in Nick Valentine's brain?
Yes.
But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk.
That's okay by me.
I just met the guy.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
We're all about to die.
Clap her
And
in the door.
okay with that.
She's like, would it hook into my brain, Doctor?
Just doesn't get it.
Piper, get out of here. I mean, I like that they're like really treating it like you and Nick are best buds in the whole world. It's like, I don't care.
We choose the
I
sarcastic
met him like
option.
We should
5
try
minutes
plugging you
ago.
into a toaster next. Fresh toast.
What?
It's nice to know that even when I'm about to have a foreign object shoved into my...
Nick. God damn it. First of all, what the MC just said was not really sarcastic. It was just kind of rude. A little with a taste of racism, I would say. Maybe a little bit. But also, Nick just casually saying shit. And it's just, this is why Nick has game. Because every line out of Nick's mouth is just begging for people to salivate all over him. Like, it, not for me, but, you know, Nick's got fans.
noggin, you find new
Robophobia?
horrible ways
Yeah.
to laugh at my expense.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine,
The
just sit down.
hippocampus
If I
is
start
the center of
cackling like
emotion
an
in the
old
brain.
grizzled
Oh, for real?
mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Sorry, Nikki.
I was
but
distracted
never pull that.
by the random hippo that
So Valentine
showed up.
sits down in a
Let's see
wheelie
here.
chair, and then Amari starts fiddling with the back of his synth brain.
I need you to keep talking to me,
Amari
Mr.
does a bunch of
Valentine.
science
Any
mumbo
slight
jumbo.
change in
But
your
uh-oh,
cognitive
it looks
functions
like
could
the
be
brain
done.
piece is
Are
not
you
compatible.
feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes.
I love how the center of
Static.
emotion
I
in the brain
can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
is called
That's
something
what
that
I
makes
was
it sound
afraid
like a
of.
campus for hippos.
The mnemonic impressions are encoded.
I love that's iconic.
Mr. Z. Fuck!
One last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
More problems. Seriously?
Just let me think. The encryption is probably meant to keep a single mind from accessing the data. So, what if we use two?
2 minds, Amari? Are you insane?
Oh
we
my
load both
god!
you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers.
Then his brain will start playing Kellogg's memories, and you can watch them. It'll be like going to the movies, but you can play them.
Now,
The
Nate
movie
asks a fairly
theater.
innocent question.
Nick and I are going to share a mind? Yeah, I'm not going to see him in any compromising positions, am I?
And Detective Valentine has had enough.
After a smart mouth was all it took to solve problems, we would have found your son by now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, well, Nate, if you weren't such a prick.
Maybe your son wouldn't be dead by now.
Okay, let's do it.
And he's just like, I have a
Let's get
son.
started.
Just
Oh
sit
yeah.
down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
So Detective Valentine stealths into the pod.
Stealth. What's the stuff?
And Nate does too.
It closes and a screen comes down in front of him. Time for some memories.
Initiating brainwave migration.
Dr.
between
Amari
transplant
continues
and the host.
blathering technical mumbo jumbo that don't mean nothing.
It's generated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. Then you must take these fingers. Just hold on.
So we head into Nick
I can't.
Valentine's brain. So we head into Kellogg's memories, and everybody knows that this is the most tedious part of the game. And so we wanted to show you it in a less tedious way. Into the memory den, the childhood of Kellogg. Here he is growing up as a young boy. He's full of vim and moxie, but his mother hands him an Irish lollipop. Here, have a suck on this one. Looks like a typical healthy American childhood, but there's trouble on the simmer.
I mean,
Then he grows up, and he has a lovely wife. She's a real pipe steamer, but
She won't steam his pipe.
look, they have a young child, brought about through intercourse. It's the American way. But if Kellogg's
Ew.
to take care of it, he'll have to find money somehow. Off he goes to find gainful employ. But he's knotted himself in with a bunch of bad-time Johnnies. They're powerful,
Not
mad,
bad-time
and they kill
Johnnies.
his whole family. Now he's going solo, a bachelor once again. So he starts sourcing down his sorrows at the old saloon. But then, a new job offer. He goes and he meets some robots. The parallels to the Wild West sure are uncanny. They offer him a job. You're the new sheriff in town, the sheriff of the Institute. I'll do it, says Kellogg. Fast forward to the future, Vault 111. An old icebox. And it's got a lady inside, this time with a babe. It's the American way. And then Kellogg steals
Wow.
that baby and keeps it in his house. They call
What
that
shitty
brutalist
cereal.
decor. Suddenly, a man from the continent phases through the wall. Within his grasp is an itinerary order. One young boy, please. We hand it over, toot sweet. Hopefully it's off to boarding school with young Sean. Bonsoir, says Kellogg. And, what's this? Young Sean and the strange gentleman ride off on a bolt of lightning. All in a
As you
day's
do.
work for Kellogg.
As one does.
And now he's off to his next mission. To find some two-timer named Virgil. Virgil was a scientist with the Institute, but he flew the coop and took a stash of their secrets with him. So Kellogg has to track him
Naughty,
down
naughty.
and wring his cloth dry.
So to summarize, Kellogg also had a wife and kid, but they were cruelly taken from him. Is this all sounding familiar?
No, Mr. B? Did something happen to you?
But the hot gossip, Mr. Z, is that we see how 10-year-old Sean got taken back to the Institute. Choo!
What?
Big blue beam.
What? So, it seems as though there's some form
Of
teleportation. That's how no one can get Institute. But, Mr. B, they mentioned someone named Virgil. Maybe that's a lead?
I reckon we follow it up.
We awakened from the memory.
oh my god, my fucking
How
eyeballs.
long has it been?
The
200
sizzle.
years?
Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of
thing's
side
got
effects
stems
the
in it.
procedure
What is
might
she doing?
have. How do you feel?
We pick the sarcastic option.
Next time I have to watch someone's life story, I want popcorn.
With extra butter.
Well, if you're cognizant enough to joke, I think we can safely say that you're out of critical condition.
I'm far better than critical condition, Amari. I found the secret I needed.
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out.
Wow!
But that only leads to more questions. How does it work? Where do we go next?
But Nate hasn't lost his comic stylings. He's still very funny.
What? You don't have a spare teleporter lying around? What kind of egghead are you?
This is serious. No one...
Oh,
The
Mr.
laugh
B, it
track,
looks like
I can't.
another dead end.
Not quite, Mr. Z, because Nate has an idea. In the memories, the man from the Institute mentioned a guy called Virgil, so Nate suggests...
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil, we need to find him.
Says Amari.
A rogue Institute scientist could answer all kinds of questions.
Like how to build a teleporter.
The Institute tracked him to the glowing sea, but that seems crazy. A madman would think twice about going there.
Oh, that's mental. That's fucking nuts. But why, Dr. Amaru? Why is it so crazy?
It's so
What's
crazy.
the glowing
It's
sea
out there,
like?
you know?
The name says it
it's too
all.
much. It's too
Radiation.
much.
Whew, it's where the nuclear bombs dropped all those years ago, Nate. God, there's so much radiation there, Nate. It is crazy.
And is it the
So
entire
much that
fucking
nothing there
wasteland?
could possibly live.
Not one thing. Well, other than the rad scorpions and the blood flies and the death claws and the ghouls, but other than those things,
Besides
Nate,
everything
there's
that's
nothing.
fucking
If we need to
mutated and
find Virgil,
monstrous.
then I'm going after him.
If you're going to go, be prepared. You'll need some way to combat the radiation there. Maybe
And
one of
also
those
the
suits of
things that
power
are
armor?
going to try to kill
That
you.
would be perfect.
All right, so we're told that we can go to the glowing sea if we go and get some power armor. But where are we going to find that?
Mr. Zed, don't we have some power armor back at Red Rocket?
Oh my god. We could go to there. Yeah, hold on, Mr. B. Sarcastic option.
Oh, I'm going in naked. Fingers crossed I get superpowers.
That's crazy. I know you're joking, but as a doctor, I feel obligated to remind you that unprotected
All right, that's great, Amari. See you later. We head back upstairs and we see, there's Mr. Valentine and he's sitting on a nice couch. Splayed out on it, if you will.
All right, Valentine, we're off to the glowing sea to find some dude called Virgil. But when Valentine replies,
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head.
Nick responds in Kellogg's voice.
Boy, does this complicate things.
He says,
No!
I was right.
Nick!
I should have killed you when you were on ice.
What did you say? Kellogg? Is that you?
Oh no, Mr. B. Kellogg has taken over Detective Valentine's brain.
What? What are you talking about?
You feeling all right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
this could be massive, Mr. Z. Just think of what this means. The implications if Kellogg has
We already
taken
know
over
what's gonna
Valentine's
happen.
brain. We picked a sarcastic option.
Wait,
And no one was surprised.
were you just playing a joke on me?
I guess that's for you to wonder and for me and Kellogg's memories to know for sure.
That's for the player to wonder and for the writing team at Bethesda to never bring up again.
That's crazy.
Well, anyway, I'm going to the glowing sea now to find this Virgil guy. Goodbye.
All right, well, I'm going back to Diamond City. My people need me.
Good luck out there.
The way things like that are like honestly so freaking common in Bethesda games. Like storylines that are just cut halfway or never finished or never talked about again. And to this day, people will make lore videos about it, conspiracy videos about it, and it's just honestly, I think most people these days are continuing to play Bethesda games or wanting more just to see if just one of those half-baked, half-finished, never completed storylines or never brought up again storylines will be brought up again. Like maybe one of them will be remembered. Like I honestly think that.
Come on, Mr. B, we got to get back to Red Rocket so we can get that power armor.
And you'll notice, Mr. Z, I've made a couple of adjustments to it. I covered it in delicious lead paint to make it more radiation resistant.
Good try, Mr. B, but that's actually lead paint. Now let's do it.
Not the
Let's move
lead
on to the
paint.
next chapter of the story.
Going to the glowing sea. What's going to happen there? I don't know.
3, 2, 1, lift off. Mr. B,
Just start
I
Super
cannot
Saiyan
believe we
flying over
went
there.
into Kellogg's memories. What a harrowing journey that was.
I honestly, you look at his bald head, you wouldn't have think he'd had so many great stories in there.
He had such a tough life.
My favorite part about the whole Kellogg thing, well, they try and do this whole like, yeah, don't you see? You know, you kind of have parallel lives. Don't you feel sorry for him? He lost. No. You
No,
shot
yeah,
my
no.
wife. I'd do it again.
Yeah, it didn't generate any sympathy. We
Like
wouldn't
he
have done that.
literally
Dr.
did the
Amari,
same thing that was done to him.
I can't help but
Like,
feel like
come on.
I'm falling in love.
Yeah, she is a little bit of a sweetheart, I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like she's reading the script for the very first time. And so it's like, that's what makes it special, you know?
Like they
Because it's
just
like, she hasn't said these lines to
this
anyone
poor
else.
woman was just
She's singing
kidnapped off the
class.
street.
Have you seen her character art they have for the Fallout Shelter Online game?
No, go on.
I feel like some particular artistic liberties were taken with her character.
That's crazy.
So I suppose, like, what is the
don't
memory
even
then
look the
exactly? You go
same.
in there and then you just sort of relive memories. I don't know. It feels very underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Like, hey, by the way, we can go into
That's a
someone's
Bethesda
memory.
staple right there.
What?
Underdeveloped.
Yep. But anyway, we can do that.
It's like a lot of the problem with Fallout 4 is I think they had a cool idea for something and then were like,
Well, they've pulled in so many things. So it's like, okay, we crossed brains with Kellogg and Valentine. Therefore, now they share a
Had some
personality.
brain
Oh
on
my
brain
God, what a
action.
revelation. What are you going to do with it? Nothing. By the way, you can go into people's memories and people become so addicted that they stay in there forever. Oh my God, that's so interesting. What do you do with it? Nothing. What's up with Irma? She's almost selling herself as a mistress of some like sordid bordello type thing, but it's just like a place where you revisit memories and there's a scientist downstairs. Why are they pretending it's seedy?
well, she gets mad if you imply that when you meet her for the first time. If you make a comment about like, he, sex, she's like, no, how dare you?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, sorry.
Oh, you have the wrong idea, honey. I don't sell skin. I sell memories.
She like turns off the switch on the neon sign that says like girls, girls, girls. How dare you? Right, so the way into the Institute now is to go to the glowing sea so that we can find some guy called Virgil, I guess. He must be like Dr. Amari, but like even more science-y.
Well, I mean, you did see Virgil's Fallout Shelter Online art, right?
No.
Okay, just put like a really hot naked guy on the screen. Thank you.
We arrive at the glowing sea.
We're surrounded by the ruins of the old world, Mr. Z. There's all manner of scary radiation monsters around. Deathclaw! But there's whole lakes here filled with gamer subs, so it's not all
Oh
bad.
my fucking God.
Yummy.
Oh my fuck. I can't with them. I
So we
can't
keep
with them.
pushing on
Yeah, that's
through the
gamer subs right
desolate
there.
green.
And eventually happen upon a
Radiation
lone
water.
rocky cave deep in the glowing sea.
Ooh, seems spooky.
Oh, we muster our courage and head in.
I
Inside
love
the
how they
cave,
can get
there are
away with
all
this
sorts
shit
of
when it
traps
comes to
and lights and
their
stuff.
sponsorships and
Look
stuff.
out, there's
It's
one
so-
right there.
it's so out there.
Rounding the corner, we see
so
some
ridiculous.
pretty serious security.
And as we creep further in, we see something. It's a robot, Mr. Z.
Are you Virgil?
Protect and serve.
Oh, it's just a normal robot. Thank God.
Oh my God. Shrek has started doing crocodile.
No, Mr. Z. Shrek is a DreamWorks original. That there is a super mutant. They're humans that have been dunked into this goo that turns them into big, scary green guys. Oh.
Hold it. Take it nice and slow. No sudden moves.
Quick, Nate, say something.
Nate splutters out.
Are you Virgil?
You know damn well I am.
We definitely didn't, but okay. This is Dr. Brian Virgil then, I guess.
know who
Our
I
missing
am.
Institute scientist.
You're a super mutant.
Yes. Clearly you have functioning eyes.
Oh,
Congratulations.
oh damn, we're gonna have a
Virgil picks the
sarcastic
sarcastic
option.
option.
I wasn't expecting an Institute scientist to be a super mutant, Virgil. What a Pagliarulo twist. Well, the Institute sucks and I hated it, so I had to escape.
And I turned myself into a super mutant to do it. It made me very inconspicuous.
I bet, man. It's good you're here, actually, because I need your help with something. My son...
Yes. And ever since then, I've been hanging out
God.
in the glowing sea. All on my own.
Okay?
With only my science.
It's like, listen, I know your son is missing that you occasionally forget about and probably might not even actually love. But here is my entire backstory, my lore, but I'm also going to make it sound like there's more and never completely finish it. You know what I'm saying? Bethesda style. We love it. Hey, Yomi, you can see me? Okay. Yeah, I don't... OBS just went weird. Like, it was OBS this time. For some reason, it disconnected, and it said it couldn't connect with my stream key for some reason, which is weird. Because, like, I'm fully logged in through OBS. Through my Twitch. is weird. It did that to you the other week? Weird. I wonder if it's just an OBS problem then, or a Twitch problem. Alright, so I'm back up for now. I feel like if it's not the internet, it's gonna be something else. Just let me stream. Just let me stream. Alright, let's get back into the video. I don't even know what I was saying.
To keep me company.
My son, he got kidnapped. My wife's
Let
dead.
me show you some of my experiments. I would put baking soda with vinegar.
Wow, whoa, that's crazy, man.
The
If
classic.
I run this comb through my hair and then touch the little pieces of paper, they move.
Oh, God.
Whoa,
It's a
it's
new
magic.
kind of electricity. I call it comb energy.
Giant green idiot.
Well, if you don't care about my experiments... Why are you even here? What do you want?
Leave me alone. Yeah, what do you want?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Virgil. I need a way into that institute. I gotta get inside there. And seeing as you escaped...
I need whatever information you've got. Anything to help me get into the Institute.
I'm sorry, what? You want to get into the Institute? Are you insane?
You
Are you
cray-cray.
insane? That is dumb. That is shocking. That is...
Crazy.
There
Thanks,
are
Stream
powers
Elements.
there
Thanks for
beyond
letting
your
us know I'm wrong.
comprehension, and I will never, ever help you get in there.
You see, Virgil, I do have a good reason.
I'm trying to find my son. The Institute kidnapped him.
Virgil quickly changes his tune to sad.
Oh,
That recontextualizes everything.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I
We
can't
love a
help.
little
Let me help you,
emotional
and also it's not so
manipulation.
unrealistic. Come on, actually I got a thing for you already.
But I'm going to need something in return.
What do you want from me?
Before I had to escape, I was working on a serum that would serve as a cure for my condition. I was experimenting on super mutant stuff back at the Institute. By creating a mixture of both Benadryl and Red Bull,
Oh
I had
my
the
God.
perfect balance of uppers and downers.
This
It
is
was a
deadly
cure.
combination.
A cure for super mutantism. However, I left this important concoction back in the lab. How silly of me.
So I can help you get into the
It just
Institute
slipped
so
my
long as
mind.
when
I
you
just
get
forgot
there,
it.
you go and fetch my serum.
Please, I want to be human again. What do you say?
You help me and I'll help you.
All right then, says Virgil. Let's talk about how we'll get you into the Institute. First things first. You know how synths get in and out of the Institute?
We do, Mr. B. And Nate says,
Yeah, they use some sort of teleporter.
It's commonly referred to as the molecular relay. Dematerializes you in one place, rematerializes you in another. I'm sure
Not
it
the-
sounds
not
crazy,
the-
but it's a reality.
Willy
I was on
Wonka
board with
throwback over
teleporter,
there.
but you're telling me it's a molecular relay?
No. Have you ever
Welcome
seen
back,
an
Panda.
Institute
Yeah,
Corsa?
OBS was acting weird and it like disconnected with my.
Another
It said it couldn't
Institute
connect with
secret.
my stream queue for some
Coursers
reason.
are Institute synths, designed
Apparently,
for
it's
one
happened
purpose.
to other people.
They're
So
hunters.
They are pretty much just Blade Runners. They are literally me.
And you're going
It's
to
always
have to
something.
kill one.
so in summary, Coursers have a teleportation chip in their head. So you need to kill a Courser and steal that chip if you want to do a teleportation.
No worries, Verge, my man. I'm on the case.
So we leave Virgil, heading to these CIT ruins, and track down a Corsa to a nearby office building. We need that Corsa chip.
All right, so we get to the top of the building, and there we see there's a man in a black leather duster, and he is holding a bunch of gunners, you know, that faction of people,
High-end mercenaries.
hostage. Look out, Mr. B, that's the Corsa!
And then he kills one of them.
oh
The
my
Corsa approaches, engaging with
God.
us in text-to-speech-like dialogue.
Are you here for the synth?
We're damn nervous. This is a killing machine. But
They're just roasting
we
these
choose the
voice actors, aren't
sarcastic
they?
option.
I'm here to pick up an order. 2 large pepperoni and a calzone. Name is you.
Oh, my God.
How dare they? Now I'm craving a calzone. I haven't had a calzone in fucking forever. I've had pizza a couple of times, but like the past month. But I actually haven't had a calzone. Like for some reason, one or two of the pizza places around my area don't have calzones anymore. They just stopped selling them, and just didn't update like their online menus and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you get rid of calzone at a pizza place?
It just never makes sense. The guy will be like, I have a gun. I'm going to kill you. And Ned will be like, my name is Jeff?
What do you want?
I need Ed.
That you cannot have.
All right then, says Nate.
I'm here to kill you.
Let us battle.
That's time. Nate severs the courser's head from his neck with bullets. Just like Dr. Amari taught us, with surgical precision.
But that seems crazy.
So we pull the corset chip out of this dude's neck. Bingo.
Oh, Mr. B, we forgot about the hostages.
Let's talk to him. Excuse me. Don't shoot!
No hesitation. Nate and Piper step into a nearby elevator to go back down to the ground.
That is how you negotiate.
All right, so now we have the corset chip. What are we meant to do with it?
Let's go back to Amari and use the sarcastic option.
So we head back to the memory den to see Dr. Amari.
You're back. The glowing sea. Virgil. What happened?
You won't believe what happened. I found Virgil, and I went to the glowing sea, and I killed a guy and shoved my hand down his neck.
Well, you know, took a radiation bath, hung out with a big green guy, then I pulled this encoded chip out of a courser's neck.
A courser chip? You fought a courser? Oh my god.
How does she know what a corset is?
Because she's a scientist?
Do you know anything about decoding courser chips?
About stuff.
Unfortunately, I can't help you. I don't know what that chip does, but there are people who might. I work with a group called the Railroad.
Did she just say the railroad?
The railroad?
What the heck is the railroad, says Nate?
Well, they are a secret organization.
They helped Synths escape the Institute.
So they know way more about the Institute than I do. They'll probably know what to do with a corset chip, Nate.
Next up, the railroad.
Choo-choo.
Oh my god. Anyway, you need a code phrase in order to find them. Follow the Freedom Trail. Good luck.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, this is my favorite line in the whole game.
Oh,
in my secret club, the code phrase is just 2 words. Awesome and me.
Oh.
She wants to shoot him so badly.
You get it, it's good. Listen, fellas, there's a reason this game sold 25 million copies.
And it wasn't because of Skyrim, all right? So anyway, to summarize, Amari says,
Doodly-doodly-doo, I can't help you, but the railroad can. Good luck finding them. Thanks so much, Amari. I'll always remember you.
So we leave Good Neighbor in search of this Freedom Trail.
Oh my gosh, so much has happened, Mr. B.
I feel like I've lived 10 lifetimes in the
Jump
wasteland.
scare. Huh?
We went to the glowing sea, we met Virgil, and he just turned out to be like a real cracked out Shrek. And then he said, what are you doing in me swamp? And then he said, you gotta go get a corset chip. Oh, and then we went and got a corset chip.
How it happened, but okay.
Oh, so many things. Okay. You get green, your skin texture goes a bit fucked up. But of all the super mutants I've seen, everyone's like 6'6" and really fucking jacked. So these are kind of not terrible trade-offs, right?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to be a weatherman.
That's great. Can we throw him on a green screen and just like today will be cloudy with a 30% chance of rain?
Yeah, so the glowing sea, Mr. Z, I have some let's see, issues.
To be fair, I would watch that Weather Channel. I would tune in for that. I would.
With the glowing sea.
Right.
Dr. Amari says to you that you would die in seconds if you go there.
Yes.
But the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds.
You can run the entire way from the entrance of the glowing sea to Virgil's cave naked and survive comfortably.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never tried
Wow.
that. We got that Corsa chip, and now we are going back to Amari, and Amari is going to
Yeah, the
say...
story.
Why'd you say it like that?
Their laugh is
Mowgli?
like
I'm allowed to say
It's
that. I'm
so-
from New Zealand.
it's
So,
so
we're
out
going to
there.
go back to Amari, and then we are going to say, I love you, Amari. And
like it's fully.
I don't like
unhinged.
doing things without telling you, Mr. Z. Once we finished playing this part, I did go back in the game and put Nora's wedding ring on Dr. Amari's finger. So me and Dr. Amari are actually married in canon in the game now.
Oh
I thought it'd be a nice little surprise.
That is.
I ran up to her real fast and I said, say, what if we want to get married? And she goes, what? And you go, too bad.
Wow.
And then I shoved the ring on her finger and it cut her up real bad, but she's good.
Anyway, so now we're off to find the railroad.
Just in case I need to say this, disclaimer: don't do that in real life. It won't turn out well. Don't do this in real life, guys. Don't do this. That's not how you get a relationship. Okay.
Mr. Z, let's find that freedom trail.
It's just one thing into another. Sometimes it feels like this game is on rails. Road.
Oh, yes. In Fallout New Vegas, it's different.
All right, so we arrive at Boston Commons where the Freedom Trail
don't try this at
begins.
home, guys. Don't try
And
this
when we
at home.
rock up, there's a robot tour guide here. It says,
Welcome, Patriot, to the start of the Freedom Trail.
And Nate's like,
Tell me about the Freedom Trail.
Listen, Nate, if you follow this red brick trail, it'll lead you to the railroad. You hear that, Mr. Z? If we follow this trail, it'll lead us right to the railroad. Off we go.
This super secret trail.
So we follow the Freedom Trail on a
The way
grueling
the
journey,
fact that
the details of which
I know-
are best left forgotten.
The way I know the Freedom Trail, like to find it to the railroad, is roasted to hell and back in the Fallout community because it's not really that well hidden. Like it's kind of a joke. It's a bit of a meme, all right? And it's like they could have actually done something with it. But again, it's one of those Bethesda half-finished rushed jobs.
But along the way, we find a secret code that spells out railroad. Secure.
what does it mean? What does it mean? Here we are at the end of the path, Mr. B.
We have been led to the Old North Church.
From Boston?
We go inside, and in the basement of the church is a bunch of old scary hallways.
We go down the hallway until we come across a dial that's got a whole bunch of letters and an arrow.
It spins.
So we spell out railroad, bing bing bong.
But that seems crazy.
There's a click, and we're in.
We turn to Piper, who is very impressed.
Look at her face. She is like,
My God, you did it.
That's the best damn journalism I've ever done to seen. You're the best, Blue. Here, a Pulitzer.
Mr. B, the door just slid open. Oh my God, this is so stupid. The password's railroad. Railroad.
Nate steps forth into the dark hallway, and
Stop right there.
Dun, dun,
suddenly
dun.
there's three
That
people
big
pointing
fuck
at
off
us
gun
with
right there.
guns.
And they mean business.
And Nate's like, I'm here to pick up an order. 2 pepperoni and a calzone. Name is Jeff. And the lady in yellow
Extra
says,
large,
And you just happen to guess the password to the
extra
secret door.
cheese.
the secret password railroad, just to be clear.
Right. Who the hell are you?
why don't you tell me
You
who you are first?
are
Answer my
you.
question.
Tell me who you are.
She relents and says,
I'm
No, you answer
Desdemona,
first. No, you
and
answer
I'm the
first.
leader of the railroad.
No, you.
Nate asks, what is the railroad?
You know what a synth is, right?
Aren't synths just machines?
They are synthetic humans created by the Institute. So close to real people that the distinction is meaningless. So we seek to free the synths from their bondage. Give them a chance at a real life.
Aren't there more important things to do? Isn't the average lifespan in the wasteland like 7? Haha, you're so funny, Nate. Anyway.
Why are you here?
Let's say, hypothetically, I've come into possession of a Corsair chip. Would you be able to help?
You have what? This is not a joking
The
matter.
close-up.
Yeah, it would be a pretty epic joke to show up here and then just say I've got a Corsa chip.
But while Nate and Desdemona argue, a cool guy in shades slinks into the background.
I didn't know we were having a party. What gives with my invitation? Oh, I see you invited the Courser Killer. Nice.
Deacon, you're saying this intruder actually...
Hold on, I got. Hold on, let's see that one more time.
What gives with my invitation? Oh, I see you invited the Courser Killer. Nice.
Deacon, you're saying this intruder actually
Bring
killed
Big
a
Head
Courser
back in all
single-handedly?
games, please.
Des,
I
we
missed
need to
that
let
shit.
him in. He's
You need
got
to
an
enter
intact
a
Courser chip for
cheat
God's
code
sake.
or whatever.
How does he know that?
Because
Or
Deacon
you
has
can
been
earn to
following
be able
us
to
the
do it
whole
in
game.
games. Oh, I missed that shit.
Back up there.
Yeah, he was in one of the memory pods in the memory den.
What?
He's even in
Yeah,
Diamond
this dude's
City when
like
you meet
everywhere.
Piper.
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
Anyway, Desdemona says, we can't just let Nate into the railroad.
That violates our security protocols.
Oh, Mrs. E, now the security protocols.
Oh,
How
yeah,
dare.
yeah. The little riddles and the decoder ring trick really makes it hard to find you.
Yeah, you guys shitty puzzle.
Anyone that wants to meet us is under surveillance as soon as they follow the Freedom Trail. If you were a threat to our organization, all you'd find here is an empty room.
He killed a Courser. There's no way he's working for the Institute.
How do you know that? Were you there?
Yeah.
I'm here to pick up an order. 2 large pepperoni and a calzone. Name is...
Anyway, Desdemona says, fine.
We're letting you into our headquarters. You're the first outsider ever to be given this privilege.
Ever! Ever!
We'll discuss the details about your chip inside.
Anyway, we're in. Just like that. Easy.
Don't try anything, stranger.
We having fun yet?
It's the
Nate
power
follows the leader of the
main
railroad,
character
Desdemona,
syndrome.
into their secret hideout.
And it is a mess.
Just
like
got that
every other
swag.
place in the wasteland.
Oh my god, just clean up the bricks. There's bricks everywhere, Mr. B. Just trash on the floor for no reason. They've gone to all this trouble to hide the base.
We're the most sophisticated underground whatever, and then just shit all over the floor.
Inside the railroad HQ,
Yeah, I love-
Desdemona takes us over to this cool...
I love how some of the a couple of the mods for Fallout games was basically just to clean up the shit off the floor. Like it's like one of the top mods fix the bugs and shit and also the shit on the floor. It's like top mods you got to get for the Fallout games.
looking tech guy.
Hey, Dad.
Especially for 4 because they put in where you can like have your own bases
Listen
and
up,
shit.
Nate. Decoding a Corsa chip, it's risky business. Luckily, we've got an expert in decoding Corsa chips right here. Nate, meet Tinker Tom.
Hey, Dad.
It's like, well, where'd you get the name Tinker Tom? He's like, well, my name's Thomas.
Tom will decode the Corsa chip for you, but on one
There's
condition.
no time to
we
clean
get
in
to
an
keep the chip
apocalypse. Oh my
after.
God.
Fine. It's yours.
They
All right,
literally have.
Tom, make it happen.
All right,
They
little
literally
Corsa
have
chip. Let's have the
fucking
circuit
robots
analyzer
that
take a
still
crack at
work.
you.
That's
Excuse
main
me?
purpose is to clean.
So we give
and
Tinker
cook
Tom the chip,
and all that.
and he starts
It's like,
hacking.
All right, little Corsa chip.
Come on, baby. Show me that pattern. They've added more decimals to the last cipher. Come on, baby.
Show me that pattern.
I am
Where is it?
uncomfortable right now.
We're in. Chip accessed. Encryption algorithms. All right. They've
What
added more
just
decimals to
happened?
the last cipher.
This is what we're like when we're editing videos.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. When I do like a zoom keyframe, I'm like,
Oh man, I can't believe they changed the ciphering decoding sequence of the last keyframe cipher sequence.
You gotta add some heavy breathing.
We got the code.
The excitement.
Let me load that onto the holotape for ya.
The
Good work,
adrenaline.
Tom.
Hey, yeah, but I'm not sure our luck will hold up next time, Des.
Start working on the rest of the chip. And you, I'd love to work with you more. Let me know if you're interested.
so we leave the railroad and never come back.
But, Mr. B, we have now the decoded Corsa
See what I'm
chip
saying?
data, which means
It's
we
like
can
the
revert.
railroad. You know, it had so much potential, and they barely did anything with it. Like they introduced it, and that was it. Like they gave you a teaser trailer of what it could have been.
Us engineer a teleportation device. We leave the railroad and we go back to the glowing sea to see Virgil.
Wasn't sure I'd see you again. You managed to get what you need?
Nah, I just went out for a little stroll. Thought I'd stop back and say hi.
No, actually, I am a dick,
Fine. I shouldn't
sarcasm,
have doubted you'd come back. You're not the only one who's been busy.
So Virgil says, hey, good job getting that course chip. And while you've been doing that, I've been busy too. Real busy. Making these teleporter plans, you know, schematics and stuff. It's complicated. You wouldn't get it.
I did the best I could. From memory and things I've overheard through the years. Wasn't easy. And you have an even more difficult task ahead. Here's the
I
simple
mean, honestly,
explanation. You need to build a device
I
that
feel
will
like the
teleport
Institute
you into the Institute.
was
Now
like
go
so
Take these and get to
overdone.
work.
You could take it
do
out, and a lot of
whatever it
people
takes.
wouldn't complain that
Call on
much
whoever you
that have already
know to
played the
help
game.
you.
because these schematics are really complicated, Nate. Like really complicated. You're gonna need a team.
This is a lot for one person, even you.
But the railroad, it feels like a
I could
half
probably
done
ask my
DLC.
best friend Preston Gravy to help. He owes me big time.
I got it covered.
Good, good. And one last thing. Don't you forget our agreement. I've helped you as best I can. If you make it in there, you find that serum. It's my only hope for ever being.
Yeah, Virgil, yeah, the anti-supermutant serum, it's in your office, I got it, I get it, I won't forget, Jesus, get off my back.
Anyway, with Virgil's schematics in hand, we head back to Sanctuary.
And start thinking about how we're gonna make this gosh dang teleporter. Sean's waiting. So we head back to Sanctuary to see Preston.
Just hit him with a beam me up, Scotty. It'll
Help
work.
anyone at a minute's notice? Well, it's been more than 60 seconds, Preston, and I need a hand.
Hey, Preston, remember how you owe me big time for saving you and then letting you live in my old house? You see, I've got some schematics, some plans.
I need your help with these schematics.
Oh, yeah? What are they for?
The Institute uses teleportation to get in and out. This machine can hijack their signal and send me instead.
What?
Teleportation?
Dun, dun,
For
dun.
real?
Holy
How
moly.
did you find out about this? Says Preston.
Okay, hear me out. I killed this guy. I took part of his brain, right? And then I went over into his
There was a
memories.
mop
And once
in
I got his
everything. It was
memories,
messy.
I was then able to find this guy in the glowing sea.
There was no
He was
cereal,
a super
though.
mutant, but he was friendly. He told me I can reverse the course of the chip and teleport into a place called the Institute. I know it's a conspiracy, but it's real. They took my son. And Preston's like, damn.
I'd like to help, but you know my situation. I've got to deal with the immediate problems first.
Do you recall from a month ago,
right,
when I said that there was a nearby settlement that needed help? So I tell you what,
I already saved you guys a while ago. You owe me.
No, there's a different settlement, and they need
There's
help.
like at least 150
So we go and do a bunch of settlement
million.
stuff, setting up bases. We're fighting raiders. We even take over an old
Also,
fort,
speaking of the
which becomes
settlement,
the new
like, I don't know if you guys heard it in the video, but when he was having that conversation, like you can hear the other people that are living in the settlement like hammering on the walls and shit. They do fuck all. Like it does nothing. Like you have these people, you can set assignments to them. Like they're supposed to fix up walls, clean up trash, do gardening shit, water. It's security. It's like there's so much shit they can do, but they don't actually do the cleaning up, fixing up part. You know what I'm saying? It's like you come on.
Man HQ. And with that,
are you telling
the
me you can't
Minutemen
assign
are
one
back,
person to
baby.
just
Our son
clean
still
up the
missing.
trash and shit?
This is just so ridiculous. When are we helping Sean?
Exactly. So we go over to Preston.
Preston, please. Can we make the
Sim mods?
teleporter
Oh
and
my
find
God.
my son?
No worries, Nate. Let's take a look
Is
at
it
those
like
plans.
most
Yeah, I don't know
the
anything
actual
about
game
teleporters,
Sims,
man.
where if you have all the
So we go over to Sturgis,
where you have
Mr.
all those
Z. Remember
mods,
that cool
it's like
greaser
your
guy
computer
mechanic
is on
from
the
the
verge
last
of
video?
explosion.
Cherry, suit of cherry, T-45 cherry armor.
Oh my
And Nate
God.
goes, look, Sturgis, I've got some plans.
Like I've actually seen people admit that play Sims and have a bunch of mods and shit. Like they've admitted that they would boot up Sims just to heat up their laptop and then use it to help with like cramps and stuff, or just to warm up. I'm like, wow.
It's for a
Just
cherry
gamer things.
teleporter.
Here you go.
Just gamer things.
What a mess.
I'm gonna be honest, this isn't anything at all, Nate. Did you just find these attached to a fridge?
What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
Naturally,
We picked the sarcastic option.
Either it is, or we end up building one hell of a paperweight.
He just completely disregards it.
I
Well,
love how they're
Sturgis,
just gonna
can
pick
you build
sarcastic
it?
unless
Well,
they want to like
whoever wrote this
emotionally
does seem to know
manipulate
what they're
someone.
talking about.
Incredible. It seems like Sturgis can make the teleporter.
You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Absolutely. Full faith in it. Oh my god, I'm excited. We're finally going to go to the Institute.
Space
Get on the
Heater just gotta
platform.
boot up Crisis.
They're going to test it with something first?
We walk up and stand on the platform. There's
No
sparks
test.
flying everywhere.
We go in
I'm
like
a
real
little
main
bit scared.
characters.
Okay.
Let's do
Hold
this.
real still. I don't want any
Beam me
corruption of the
down,
molecular
Scotty.
beam.
We would never want that.
No, that's trouble.
Okay. And got it. Hold on to your butt.
Oh, my eyes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to go back. Boom. We're here.
Get used to it.
And we're ready for action. Oh my god, Mr. Z, we are here. We made it.
Finally.
The Institute.
We're going into the Institute. Oh, I can feel it. My bones. They're being disassembled. Molecular
Oh,
relay.
God.
What do you
I
think
can't with
happens
them.
when they are
I can't with
teleporting? Like,
them.
what does it feel like when you are disassembled?
I think it feels like, you know when you're brushing your teeth, but you're wearing like a sweater?
Yeah.
And then you like wash your hands or wash your brush, and then a little bit of water dribbles down your arm and dribbles down your sweater sleeve.
Ooh, yeah.
I reckon it feels like that, but it's all over.
Oh, no.
And it's a little bit chilly.
You know when
Torturous.
You coat your whole body in coconut oil and then you roll around in the sand?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that, I reckon.
Okay, where
But it's
where
a
are
little
we
bit chilly,
going?
yeah.
We took
I
a
can't
weird
wait to see
turn.
my son again. He's going to be right there at the entrance, I bet. My boy! Sean's going to be there with his arms open. He's going to go, Papa, Papa, it's me.
He'll go, Papa, how was your speech at the Veterans Hall?
Son, war never changes.
And then Sean goes, but sons do? Aww. And then they hug. It like, circle iris wipes into black. And then that's the end of the game.
All right, let's go.
No, they hug and then a nuclear explosion erupts
All right,
between
Mr.
them.
B, we are now Institute. What do we do now?
We walk off the teleporter platform, and the room we walk into is all white and sciency.
Ah, everything's so clean. Except there's still shit on the floor for some reason.
So
Always.
Nate walks through this uncanny
Consistently.
hallway, down some stairs, and to a big glass elevator. Suddenly, a voice rings out over an intercom.
Hello? Is this thing on? It was very spooky.
There's a man speaking,
I
and he
like
introduces himself as Father.
Big fry with a big
But to
burger,
his friends, he's just
big
Dad.
shake.
The Institute is under my guidance.
I know you are here for your son, but I would like to first speak with you, face to face.
Please, step into the elevator.
We step in the elevator, and it starts to descend. Then Father keeps talking. He says,
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us.
Between Kellogg killing your wife and us making sense to kill people and replace them, you probably think, and I know it sounds crazy, but you probably think that we're like the bad guys or something.
I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
And
No.
he says, in a Jurassic Park kind of
No.
way,
We really
Welcome
don't.
to the Institute.
oh my god, look at this place. A spotless white atrium with trees and flowing water.
why, it's an underground paradise, Mr. B.
The trash on
Father
the floor
goes
is
on.
This
minimal.
is the reality of the Institute.
Glorious.
We've got clean water, food, and I'm sure you're familiar with our sins. We've even got one guy making gorillas. He's a bit of a character. You're gonna love meeting him later.
For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials.
Sometimes we will put fluoride in the water supply.
Sometimes we will take it out. Sometimes I'll just tinkle in there and see if anyone notices.
Oh my fucking
We have
god!
very mysterious ways.
The elevator reaches the bottom, and we walk out into another hall. Father says,
I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone.
I think you'd be good Institute material. We should work together and be best friends.
But that could wait.
The best
You
is
are
the
here for a
friend.
specific, very personal reason.
I know why you're here. You're here for your son, Sean. He's pretty great. He's a good kid. You're gonna love him. Just go into the next room. You will be reunited with him at last.
You gotta admit though,
Finally, this is it.
in the Fallout game, it was kind of weird to see like clean floors. It was disconcerting a little bit.
We will be reunited once again with our son, Sean.
the doors open to a new room. At the end, we see something. A young boy sitting behind a glass wall, playing.
There he is, my boy.
Let me through!
Oh my god.
We tap loudly on the glass.
Stop it.
Sean? Sean, it's me.
I'm Sean.
Sean. Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your Papa.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
The boy seems confused. You're not my dad. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone.
Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Suddenly,
Father, help
Doors
me!
open.
an old man in a lab coat steps into the room. This must be Father.
You son of a bitch. You let my son get big. But then the old guy says,
S923, recall code Cirrus.
Suddenly, the young boy gets deactivated. What the heck? What did you do?
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand.
What do you mean a prototype? Are you saying that he's a synth?
Please try and keep an open mind.
I can't believe my wife did it with a synth behind my back.
I knew my wife and Codsworth got along a little too well. The old man introduces himself.
The way that would have made it more interesting than the twist that they actually went with. The way. Oh, I would have loved that, honestly.
I am
yeah.
Father. Welcome to the Institute.
This is it. The big confrontation. Nate calmly states,
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now!
I know.
He said calmly.
You have traveled very far and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, here I am. It's good to finally meet you after all this time.
Yeah. It's really nice to meet you. Where's my son?
Yeah, because your title is father,
I
so.
am your son.
I am father, the son.
Look, I don't want to beat up an old guy, but I
Cousin
will.
to the daughter.
Tell me where Sean is.
It's me. I am Sean.
I don't get it.
Your father, me, Sean.
Stop it. Stop it.
What?
No. But Sean is a baby, and you're an old man.
He's a Goo Goo
come
Gaga
on.
baby.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I know this is all difficult to take in.
It sure is. Although, I don't think I've lost my sense of humor just
Here
yet.
we go. Here, I
because
knew
Nate
it.
responds with,
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
That's an Alice in Wonderland reference.
Ah, levity. Excellent.
Father does not laugh.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have.
Many moons ago, you were woken
Just
from your
proceeds to not give
cryosleep.
answers.
Kellogg came and took me as a baby, and shot your wife, and then you were refrozen. When you woke up, you tried to find me.
But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy.
Meaning that while you were in cryosleep, 10 years must have passed between Kellogg taking your son and you escaping the vault.
It was not 10, but 60 years.
Get out of here.
That is the reality.
60 years? 60 years, Mr. B? What a revelation. This changes everything.
God. I know you must have questions. Please.
If it's true that there's a...
I'm going to be honest. When I first found this out, when this first happened, my first playthrough, I was like, I honestly don't care. The way I was already over it by this point, I was so over it. I was done. I was so over it. I could care less.
60-year gap between when you were stolen as a baby and when I just fought Kellogg now. Then how come while you got older, Kellogg looks exactly the same age?
Institute technology prolonged his life.
We pretty much made him a cyborg. Remember, Mr. Z, you know when we killed Kellogg and he had a bunch of cybernetic parts in him? That's what Father's talking about. Also, when I became director, I scrapped the whole project. Who needs youthful immortality? That's dumb. So no, there's no other cyborgs and no one else can become
the whole game.
So you gave
That's
the mercenary who orphaned you youthful immortality and let yourself become an old man?
Yeah, but hold on, next question.
What's the deal with the little synth boy? Why would you make him look like a young version of you and then have Kellogg travel around with him on the surface? It doesn't make any sense.
It seems like a
less stressful.
strange choice.
A pointless and stupid choice.
Something that you do as a plot contrivance.
I won't lie. It is.
Okay, so I just want to summarize this, make sure I'm getting all of this. So everything from Kellogg not aging because he's a cyborg to the 10-year-old synth boy, all of these things were just contrivances designed purely to obfuscate how long I was in cryosleep after you were taken, for no real reason other than to serve this big reveal that it was actually 60 years that passed and not 10. Ta-da!
This is insane. All of it.
His mouth. My son's a...
What? Yes, making a fake synth son is a little bit kooky.
But I'll admit I'm curious.
Father Sean then asks an important question. What do you think about this little Sean fella? The synth version. Would you take him home and feed him? Walk him every day?
Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
Getting all Pinocchio up in this bitch.
They paid a voice actor to say, do you think you could love him? Like a real boy?
You know what would have been cooler than you making a 10-year-old synth of my son?
What's that?
A synth of my wife.
Ooh. Now, the pieces are all coming together in Nate's mind.
They really
but he
went
still has
there.
questions. Okay, so that sort of explains how we got here. But why did any of this happen in the first place?
Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it?
Father is smug. He says,
why me? At that time, the Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics.
Yeah, by this point, there's like so
which
much,
is to say,
so many theories
people.
and
The
lore and
most
stuff
logical starting point, of
to
course,
go through
was human
that they'll probably
DNA.
never finish.
Plenty of that was
But honestly, by
available,
this
of course,
point, everyone in the wasteland is a fucking
but it had all become
is a fucking
corrupted
synth.
in this wasteland.
So the Institute tried to find pre-war human DNA, and soon they found out about Vault 111, and they found me.
An infant, frozen in time,
like a TV dinner.
protected from the radiation-induced mutations. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father.
Hence the name Father.
Now it's Lita.
Yeah, that's
So
still,
essentially, the
it's still
Institute
weird
kidnapped
to be
you as a
called the
baby
father.
so that they could use your unmutated pre-war DNA to make human synths?
Human-like synths. A great distinction.
As far as I'm concerned, they're not actually people.
Father then goes on to explain.
The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
And now that you found me and everything, it's not like you've got anything else going on.
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Give the Institute
It's like, listen,
a chance.
Oh, please
I
join,
know
says
the
Father,
clean
please.
floors are tempting,
Will you take that
but
chance?
We are easily swayed.
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine.
So, mi casa, su casa, says Father. And welcome, es bueno, to Los Institutes.
So Nate gets to have a little bit of a look around the Institute.
Oh, what's
the
there to
way I
find,
was
Mr. B?
never
Well, the whole
tempted to
place is
stay in
filled
this
with
place.
synths and scientists. It's a bad day to be an untested hypothesis, Mr. Z. Come on, Nate. Let's go talk to a scientist now.
Hey, Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Like what?
Gorillas.
What?
What do you mean? Why would you make gorillas? What would be the fucking point of that?
They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Surely you make, like, an animal you can eat?
Yes, something with some utility before you...
Yeah,
but I don't believe that every discovery needs to be useful. Sometimes we
You
innovate
live
for no other reason than to learn
in the
what's possible.
apocalypse, in a wasteland.
Gorilla time! Like,
I'm sure
This
I've
is
taken
the
up
kind of
enough of
project
your time
you
as
could
it is.
do
Next, Nate
when you
heads
don't
over
have
to the
to worry
synth
about your
department to
next
see
meal
how
not
synths
being
are made.
radiation.
Mr. B, what is all this? And what's all that goo?
So what they're doing is they
The
put together a
delusion
bunch
is
of
real.
organic bones and muscles, and then they dunk them in this red goo. And Viola, you've got yourself a balding middle-aged man ready to be sent off to the synth mines.
Oh, so these really are just like proper people, but synthetically produced.
Yeah, they've got like skeletons and everything.
So why can't they remake my wife?
I don't know. It doesn't.
She's preserved on ice and everything, Mr.
Yeah,
B.
it's
What do
by
you
this
think would
point
happen
just
if you put
dump
your
the
hand
kid
in
and
the
get
goo?
a synth
I
wife.
believe that the goo is meant to be a
And then
different
just
strain of
fuck off into the
FEV,
wasteland.
which is the stuff that makes super mutants.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I wonder if it would just turn you into like a bigger person. You jump in, have a swim, and you just all of a sudden now you're 8'4". He goes back to Father and it's like, hey, you know, you weren't swimming around in the synth water, were you? He's like, no.
I wouldn't. You weren't drinking it, were you?
He's still got like a big like red splotch around his mouth. He's like, no. Well, Mr. Z, it's about time we headed back to Father for realsies. Having witnessed the joys of science, Nate heads back to Father.
Yeah,
Hello,
joy.
Father.
Hello, Father. Hello, Father. Ha ha. That's our little joke.
And then they kiss.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
If you expect me to be impressed by a lot of fancy sci-fi gizmos, you'd be wrong.
I see. It's not just about the gizmos, as you say.
I still don't really understand what it is you actually do here.
Yeah, what is the mission of the Institute?
Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal.
Oh, okay, cool. So what's the goal?
The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind redefined.
Okay, but that's a slogan. What's the goal?
Unfortunately, no advancement comes with...
Mr. B, he just changes the topic.
Yeah, see,
Put yourself in Nate's shoes, right?
half-done plots. I'm telling you, no explanations, no real ones anyway. Just continuous cliffhangers. I
Come to the
can't-
Institute, we've seen all this amazing science stuff. You've seen a person get made from scratch. So Nate would just have all of these questions.
Yeah.
So we talked to Father.
He's like, I'll happily tell you every single piece of information you want to know so that you'll join us.
Okay, why are you doing literally anything? Oh, you wouldn't get it. Okay.
Also, gorillas.
Unfortunately, no
'Cause
advancement
for funsies,
comes
I
without
guess.
occasional
like-
setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision.
What do you mean by proper supervision?
I mean that
mean-
while they are here in the Institute,
You mean
While
they're
the synths
actually
are here
alive
in
and they
the
figure that
Institute,
part out and they're like,
fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed.
Doing the thing that they were meant to do, designed to do.
Which is?
Our synths perform.
What is it they're going to perform?
Our synths perform admirably.
wah, wah.
Listen, Dovahkiin, I'll explain it all later. But for now, if you're going to join the Institute, I need you to do a mission. You see,
The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute.
Those guys
and
we
the
met for
Railroad
like
are
5
keeping
seconds.
these synths in a secret base of theirs in a settlement
They're totally
called
secret
Bunker
base.
The railroad?
That no one
Tinker
could
Tom
find.
wouldn't do something like that.
They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings.
Because they are.
Seriously,
Okay,
this
we
is a
don't-
waste of my time.
Well, I'm
To
in
be
charge,
fair, they
so...
are.
A courser will be waiting for you near Bunker Hill. You'll need him.
Watch him give you the side-eye.
Wow, that's intense side eye right there.
So we head off to Bunker Hill to collect these synths and send them back to the Institute.
Mr. B, I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay.
I'm confused. Why are we here? What are we doing? What's the point?
So, there's 4 Institute synths in the basement of Bunker Hill, and they're being guarded by the Railroad.
Oh, no.
But the Brotherhood of Steel are also here fighting the Railroad because they want to destroy the synths.
Oh, no.
So what we're going to do is, while they're fighting, we're just going to sneak in and take the synths for ourselves.
Stealth action and espionage?
So we meet with our Corsa contact down a spooky alleyway.
I've been waiting for you.
Is that sarcastic?
Yeah, the line at the car wash was super long. Took me forever.
Your attempt at humor is wasted. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection.
We are authorized to shoot anyone who gets in our way. Let's go.
Going shooting.
It's all kicking off
Requesting
now.
backup.
Better get blasting, Nate. They're not really people. Don't worry about it.
By the way, the blue lasers are our guys, red lasers are bad guys, purple lasers are Samuel L. Jackson.
You might get purple.
So we sneak into the bunker while they're all fighting.
Where's the hill?
And we find the synths. Ah, there they are. They sure do look scared, I tell you. I like the way they're just cowering, standing up there.
So we go up to one of the synths, and Nate says, "All right, synth, time to go home." And the synth is like, "Oh no, please, please don't make me go back to the Institute."
Why don't you want to go back?
I don't know. I wanted my own life, I guess.
You can hear the gunfire in the background. I don't know.
Just the
We
nukes
talked to more of
going
the
off in the
synths,
background
and
while you're
they're
having
all
a
the
calm
same.
conversation.
They're afraid of going back to the Institute, Mr. Z.
Please don't make me go back. Please don't make me go back.
It was at this point that 2 synapses connected inside of Nate's brain. We, as a character, have a sudden, inexplicable change of heart. And he realized, wait a minute.
Nothing about Father's plan makes any sense.
Why is he devoting so many resources
The
to
Institute
making
never makes
gorillas?
It's a bunch of
think they're
geniuses
just winging
that are
it.
dumb as fuck.
So, yes, I know that I will betray the Institute. I hate my stupid son.
Relax. You're free to go.
Really?
Yeah, sure, why not?
But, the Corsair isn't happy about that. He says,
I cannot allow you to set these synths free.
According to my calculations, you actually are not allowed to do that.
You will be
Shits out a
terminated
calculator.
and your actions will be reported.
So we turn on X418, our best friend. I gotta do it. Wow. Terrible.
"He's the best."
The question is, did I fire 5 shots or 6? Do you feel lucky? That's some great combat, Mr. B.
What's that noise?
Alright, so we kill the Corsair. Anyway, there we go. That was
Anywho,
probably the
moving
wrong
on.
decision. Uh-oh.
What an epic
and
fight.
we leave Bunker Hill. Uh-oh, we're in big trouble. Mr. B.
Our son father is gonna ground us.
So Nate gets a call. Ring, ring. It's Sean, and he's angry.
You better meet me at the roof of the CIT tower right now.
Nate teleports there.
And on the roof, Father is there waiting for him.
Dad, I did something bad.
Daddy, I threw up.
I gotta tell you something, but you gotta promise not to be mad.
Father turns to us and says,
Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
Gulp?
Well,
I made a choice. I let the synths go free.
Why? I thought it would be funny. I'm sorry.
Why would you do something so stupid?
So a few synths go missing. Why is this so important?
I gave you this opportunity to prove yourself.
And you squandered it. You threw it in the bin.
Sarcasm.
Your unconditional love is overwhelming.
We have been strangers until now, you and I.
I don't even know you. You're kind of a deadbeat dad.
Well, you went to all that effort to get your papa back.
Was it worth it?
No! Of course it wasn't. You fucked up everything, Nate.
Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset. How can I expect you to represent the Institute if this
The
sort of thing
delusion
continues?
is real with this guy.
Maybe I don't want to represent the Institute, Sean. Maybe I want to set the synths free.
Have you thought about that?
To be quite honest, no, I hadn't considered that. It would be such a poor decision on your
See,
part.
it's like it's so.
I had not given
like
it much
all these
thought.
smart people in lab
I don't
coats, and
wanna
they're
be
all
involved in
fucking
this, Sean.
dumb.
I want out.
After all this, after everything you've seen, all that you've learned,
The fucking gorillas.
you're
Fuck
just
off.
going to
Fuck
walk
off with the
away.
gorillas. I can't.
Nate dejectedly says,
I can't be a part of this anymore.
I will not join the Institute.
The Insti too.
I hoped you shared our vision for the future. If you are not with us, then you are against us.
That's the science way.
Whatever you do going forward, do not interfere with the Institute's plans.
So Nate leaves his son with some final words.
I dreamed of you as an adult for so long. Here you are. And I'm so disappointed.
Goodbye, Father.
And then Sean teleports away.
The drama.
Can
the
you
soap
go
opera.
back to this institute still?
No.
Oh, it was nice in there. They had air conditioning. What are we supposed to do now,
And
Mr.
clean
P?
floors.
Well, I think we'll go hang out with Preston, because, he'll probably have an idea what to
I
do.
love how
Sounds great,
they
Mr.
tried
P.
to sell the Institute to you with like fucking gorillas for no goddamn reason. Made no fucking sense. The storyline was shite. A bunch of geniuses that were dumb fucks. And it's like the best selling part about the Institute, clean fucking floors. That's basically it. What can the Institute bring to you?
Off we go.
Clean floors.
Nate's got a shitty son, so we're gonna go to Preston Garvey and talk to him. He can be my new son.
Need something?
Hey, Preston, some stuff has gone down. It's been pretty crazy.
Crazy.
I found this place. They're called the Institute. For 200 years, scientists have been expanding on it and building it out with all sorts of technology the world has never seen before. It is the future of the Commonwealth. Now, here's my idea. We kill everyone in there, especially the scientists, and replace it with you, me, a drug-addled old lady.
And Sturgis. Hey.
Honestly, they'll do a better job. Let's be real.
This is even worse than Father's plan.
No, it's really
I've
not.
made my choice. The Institute is now our enemy.
I always knew that day was coming. The question now is, what are we gonna
Nuke the
do
fuck
about
out of them. Just hit the big red button.
I say we attack. Take the fight to the Institute.
Wow, that's messed up. But I'm in, General. Lead the way.
No half measures. This time, when we attack, we finish the job, once and for all.
Such an escalation.
Why?
For all the criticism we have of Preston, you have to respect his level of ride or die. Nate says, but I don't even know how we're supposed to get in, Preston. I doubt we're going to be able to do that teleporter gambit again.
I have some good news for you. Sturgis found a way into the Institute.
What? When you teleported in, Sturgis hacked their network or something. And he found a secret passage.
Something.
We
hack,
can launch an attack
science,
whenever you say the
something,
word.
Something.
In the meantime, I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help.
Yeah, thanks, Preston. So we tracked down Sturgis.
And Nate says,
Preston tells me you found a way into the Institute.
That's right. Turns out they're still using an old water pipe that runs out to the river. Brings in cooling water to their reactor.
so you're telling me that they invented teleportation powers, and then they didn't even seal off the building? There's just a back door.
Yes, but there's a hitch, Nate.
Its entrance is underwater. Also, the whole pipe is labeled high radiation danger.
Mr. Z, I'd like to just take a quick sec here and recognize a very big story mode moment. This is the final sarcastic speech option we have in this
God,
playthrough.
guys. Hold
Go
on to
on,
your
Nate.
booty
Knock
cheeks.
'em dead.
breaking through an underwater security grate in high radiation? Sounds like fun.
Wow, what a banger.
Now, as soon as you get in
Moved
there,
to tears,
you need
honestly.
to access the main relay control and use this holotape to teleport everybody into the Institute.
You telling me we're gonna teleport all the Minutemen into the Institute and then just f the place up?
That's right.
Sounds like fun.
All right, we're off to that water pipe. Let's go.
Let's do this.
We make it to a small jetty out the back of the CIT ruins. So Nate dives into the beautiful blue water.
Now, we swim along until we find this big pipe.
Speaking of pipes, we brought Piper with us.
Oh.
She should be just behind us. Piper? Piper?
She didn't make it.
Oh, no.
She's just floating somewhere in the pipe.
She didn't take a breath in before she jumped in.
Well, no, she jumps into the water and then she takes a deep breath.
Oh.
God damn it, Piper.
So Nate goes and slides through all these water pipes.
Nate fights his way through the sewers, beating back the ghouls, running through tunnels,
Collecting all
shooting
the
down some
radiation poisoning.
Siths. Look out, Nate, it's a glowing one. We then hack a terminal. Morpheus, I'm in. Careful, Nate. It's a matrix in there. You're telling me I'm gonna learn to love a robot? Over at the nearby terminal, we activate a holotape.
Hijacking the teleporter signals, which means that we can teleport the Minutemen right on in.
The boys start beaming in. Welcome, everyone, to the Institute. Look, they sweep.
Preston walks out first, and he says,
Man, that was something else. Guess I'm still in one piece. Need something?
Need something? All right, Preston Garvey has spent his whole life in the wasteland. He has seen nothing but destruction and mayhem. So when he walks in here, he would have never seen something so pristine in his entire life.
Yeah,
this would
swept
just be
floors.
something so beyond your comprehension. You're seeing things that you could not even dream of.
He's
You'd
like,
be
what's up?
What is this place? This is incredible.
What's a broom?
And
What's
he's
a
like,
vacuum?
So this is the Institute. In any case, here we are. No turning back now.
All right,
He's
General,
as
here are your
underwhelmed
orders.
as
The
we
Institute
are
has a
with
big
this
power
fucking
reactor in the lower
storyline.
levels. We need to fight our way down there and plant this nuclear bomb fuse within the reactor's core. Once that's done, we teleport out of here and blow this place sky high.
Once it's attached to the reactor, it can be detonated remotely, and we can trigger an explosion that'll destroy everything the Institute has ever built.
But it's like, why? You'd come down here and be like, wow, this place is incredible. Maybe we should just brutalize the people and keep the place for ourselves.
Mr. Garvey goes on to say,
Just make sure we give the civilians a chance to escape before we blow the place. We're not here to commit mass murder.
all right, that sounds fair, says Nate.
We better hurry.
So Nate and the Minutemen fight their way through endless waves of synths, pushing deeper into the Institute's facilities. They keep blasting through all these synths
Better
until
not
they
let
get
the
over
railroad
to
go.
the gorilla enclosure. The glass screen opens. In fact, they charge with malintent.
They call this guerrilla warfare.
No!
Please, slide.
All right, no more messing around. We need to find the reactor. We move on, and we clear the main atrium of synths. And then Nate says, listen, Preston, before we blow this amazing place up, there's just one last loose end I need to tie up.
Is it a settlement?
No, I need to go see my son.
You have a son? Damn, that's messed up. So we go up to Father's office and we see...
Oh. Is he lying in a bed? What's that?
I didn't expect to see you again.
What's happened to you? Are you sick?
Well, don't pretend to care now.
You don't even care, Dad.
You had your chance to help me, and cast me aside instead.
Nate
The
says nothing.
temptation
He made this whole point
I
of,
had to just
there is no love between
shoot
us.
him in
We
the
are
head.
strangers. We don't know each other. And then all of a sudden he's trying to pull the, I'm your son, Nate, you little baby boy. Written by different people, I guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Different people working on different parts.
It's not enough that I lay here dying. Now you plan on what? Destroying everything?
Yeah.
Well, none of it matters now, I suppose. You'll ruin humanity's best hope for the future.
Yeah, which is?
Now go. Just
The way it just never gets the answer.
Okay. So, wow, what is that guy's problem? All right, we're in the final stretch now. With the Minutemen in tow, Nate pushes through the Advanced Systems Lab into the Institute's reactor. All we need to do is shut down the reactor, plant this charge, and then we can blow it up. But we need to get through these synths first, and there's a lot of them. Don't you think it's kind of a fitting parallel that nuclear war is what got us here in the first place, and now we're blowing up another nuclear bomb to end it? You ever think about that?
That's pretty ironic. It's like an Ouroboros, and it's shitting into its own mouth.
Lovely.
All right, we've planted the charge. Preston radios Sturgis and says,
Sturgis, you reading me? We're done down here. Zap us back to the relay room. Okay, let's move.
Sturgis teleports us back to the entrance.
Mr. Garvey says,
All right, Sturgis, we're done. Get us the hell out of here.
Yeah, I would, man. But, this kid showed up. Says he's the general's son.
My son? But wait a minute. This
Dun,
is that
dun,
little baby
dun.
synth from before?
my baby boy. Now, the young
Parenthood
synth
again.
Sean says,
Please, Dad, don't leave me here. I want to go with you.
Mr. B, tough love.
You're not going anywhere with me. You're not my son.
I'm sorry, son. You must stay
Child
in the blast
support
radius.
denied.
You're just an exact clone of my son, but with a gizmo.
But you can't just leave me here. I don't want to die. Please, just think about it for a second.
You're not Sean. You're a robot. Made to think you're real.
Fucking lip syncing.
His lips are just
You're
not
just
working.
gonna leave me here? I can't believe it. I hate you.
You'll understand when you're older. Now, we're just about to leave. Come on, Sturgis, let's go. What the I thought that was a PNG that came in.
The
Holy
fucking-
shit,
the
that was like a
fucking-
good jump scare.
Oh, by
The
the way, she's
fucking
like,
Piper
"You had to
jump
scoop?"
scare.
Oh my god, Nate, the Institute is real. Are you seeing this?
All right, Sturgis. Fire it up.
Didn't leave anything behind, did you?
Yeah, I am forgetting something. All the resources in the world, practically endless energy, agricultural technology, water purifiers, teleportation technology.
All set to get out of here?
To what? Go out of here to what?
The life we've built out there?
Absolutely. Let's get the hell out of here.
This place gives me the willies.
You
We
got
gotta
it.
go back to the
So
settlements.
Nate,
where
Preston,
no one
and Piper, who's just
cleans
showed up
the
again,
floors.
step onto the teleporter, and Sturgis sends us away.
Flash. Scene end.
We're teleported to the roof of a nearby skyscraper. Preston, who's here as well, he says,
Whenever you want to see humanity's best hope for the future go up in smoke, just hit that button.
"Fuck you, Preston Garvey."
You're right, this was a bad idea. Cancel it. Shut it down.
We turn around, and in front of us is a big red button, the detonator. Well, here goes nothing.
Mr. B, maybe we shouldn't.
A bright blue explosion erupts from beneath the old CIT ruins. The Institute is no more.
So did anyone pick up Sean on the way up? The idea of doing a nuclear explosion downtown, it's such a ridiculous choice. Even if you was be like, okay, well, we got all the civilians out, and let's say that's true, which it isn't. You have
Like when I
coated the
did this,
whole
I
place
didn't
in
even care about the
radioactive dust.
storyline anymore.
I
I was
think
like,
there's a name
just
for that.
destroy it all. I don't give a fuck anymore.
It's gonna
Let's
be
go back to the
months
5
before
billion
you can
settlements.
return at
Someone
best.
clean a floor.
Yeah.
See this spot right here? That's Diamond City.
Yep.
You could have just left it abandoned. You could have destroyed some of the technology inside. Instead, it's like, because the Institute kills people, they did this. Roll the end card thing.
The end card thing.
I can feel
My
it wash
eyes.
over me. The heat, the force, the radiation, the fear.
Oh my god.
It's the end of the world all over again.
Oh my god.
This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home.
Yeah, I don't.
ripped
They really
apart and put back together. I thought, I hoped
They really
I
didn't
could find my family, cheat time, make us
make
whole again,
any of this make any sense.
the way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed, that the road ahead will be hard. This time, I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.
Do you hear that little upwards inflection? He had a bit of a smirk when he said that.
War never changes.
Yeah. The curling of the right lip. Well, Mr. B, I think we did it. We picked the single worst ending for the game.
Can you imagine if Tinker Tom was there to press that button?
Little explosive button. The Brotherhood of Steel. Boy, did that not come up again. What a cliffhanger to leave people on. And you know what else didn't come up again?
It was like half-baked storylines.
Oh,
Plot holes
You know what else
galore.
didn't come up again? Skinny Malone. And you know what else didn't come up
Cliffhangers
again?
everywhere.
Our marriage to Dr. Amari.
And you know what else didn't come up again?
Piper's
sister. Yeah.
Yeah. She's gone.
Yep. And Virgil? We forgot to get... Oh, God, I forgot to get... Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
He's just sitting in his cave. He's like, any minute. You're going to be right back. You're going to have my syrup.
Oh, Virgil. Virgil, I gotta tell you something. It's really
I gotta
bad.
brag. You got a promise.
It's like exactly the same as the father scene. I'm so sorry. We just thought you liked being like strong and stuff.
Do you want to have some final words for Fallout 4, Mr. Z?
Oh, yeah. Boy, do I. I think we proved that war...
Yeah. What about it?
...is bad. Can't we all just get along?
Oh my God. No.
And you know what?
What's that?
One
not the
last
human
thing.
way.
Please.
I heard that Mr. Russell
We're shit
survived
at it.
after all and he was looking for us.
Mr. Russell comes out of the vault and he's like, oh my God, this place is crazy. He walks down to Red Rocket and Dogmeat's there. And Dogmeat's like, I can take you to Nate. And he's like, oh my God. Dogmeat takes him all the way through Boston to the CIT ruins because that's where Nate's scent goes dry. And they're waiting in the courtyard, Dogmeat and Mr. Russell, and they're like, wow, Nate must be around here somewhere. Do you smell that?
Don't forget Gamer Subs. Gamer Subs we got the best damn cup in town.
Put two girls next to it. Oh my God, you won't believe what they can put in it.
No,
GamerSubs.gg,
not the
10%
two
discount,
girls,
so
one
many
cup
flavors.
reference. I can't with them.
Oh man, it's reading my mood.
Well,
Stop reading
no.
my mood.
I can't with him. I can't. I just casually bringing in a two girls one cup reference into a sponsorship. They can't keep getting away with it. Oh, another good one though. Another good one. That was a good ending, honestly. We ended on stupidity, nuclear explosions. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.